What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journos, Comics, and Pop Culture. I got an awesome video today, guys, talking about top 10 key DC comics, that's right, DC comics, that continue to increase in value. Guys, I've done so many top 10 or comics to invest in videos as of late, all very Marvel heavy, and I've had all you DC fans saying, come on, where's the DC love? DC fans, viewers, it is here today. So I hope this quenches your thirst. We're going to get into 10 awesome books today, guys. But before we do so, if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, please take some time to do so. Hit the notification bell. And guys, if you want to know how you can support the channel for only $3.99 a month to become a patron via patreon.com, check out that link below as well, guys. You get awesome monthly perks. You get exclusive patron-only videos, early access, and you get automatically entered to all of our patron-only contests. So please check the link below. Think about doing that. We have our first contest wrapping up in February. We'll do the drawing. So anybody that signs up to be a patron by the end of January will be entered into that contest. But guys, let's get into some books. Now, this is how we're going to do these books. Guys, you will never hear me say books that are guaranteed to increase in value, because I'm going to tell you right now, Finance 101. No investment is ever guaranteed to increase in value. So you will never hear me say that, guys. But I have 10 books that have continually increased in value. And we're going to look at fair market values over the last 5 years. And we're going to look at the lowest increase percentage-wise to the highest increase in value percentage-wise. So without further being said, let's get into our first book, guys. All right. First book up is Crisis on Infinite Earths, number 7. Guys, this is just classic cover. This is The Death of Supergirl, classic George Perez cover. This cover's been cover swiped, and it's just a really iconic storyline that basically arguably ended the Bronze Age and created the Copper Age, guys. So the reason why I have this book on this list is because, look, guys, it's 2021. It's 2021. The 80s were 30 to 40 years ago. This storyline started in 1984. What is that? 30, I can't even do my math, almost 37 years ago, guys. It's nuts. These books are getting older. So as that happens, I think there's going to be more value put into these books, especially when you have one that's iconic like this, because of the what it did to evolve comics at the time in the 80s, right? Current fair market value of a 9.8 CGC is $100, so still very affordable book. 2016, 5 years ago, right? That was 5 years ago already. $81. Percent increase, only 19%, guys, but still, it's an increase. And I see this continuing to do this. I don't think it's going to drop. I think it's going to slowly increase over time. If you guys can find this book in a high raw grade, still very affordable. Let's move on to our next book, guys. All right, this is a really kind of fickle book, and I'll tell you why I put this book on the list. Couple of reasons. DC Comics presents number 26. This is the first appearance of Cyborg, Starfire, and Raven, guys. Okay, let's look at these numbers real quick. Current CGC 9.8, fair market value $653. 5 years ago, $540, guys. That's a 21% increase. Not too bad considering it's already a decently, high dollar amount book. But guess what, guys? If you would have bought this book a couple years ago, you would have been paying over $800 for this book. I think even a couple sales hit $900, if I remember correctly. This book got hot and then it dropped. So it got hot. And I think some of that was speculation due to the DC Universe and the Titan show. And then there was a lot of backlash around the Titan show. Now, I haven't seen the Titan show, so I can't put my personal opinion on it. But there was a lot of backlash, and I think that hurt this book. And that's why we saw a drop. But here's the thing, guys. And don't ever take my word at face value. I'm not telling you to go buy this book. If you enjoy the book, enjoy the characters, are willing to take the risk of the investment, it might be a good time to buy this book. Buy low, sell high, guys. With this dip, look, I don't see this dip going below the threshold of what it was 5 years ago. I see the dip happening because of whatever variables, and I see it slowly going back up over time. So again, just my personal opinion, where this might actually be a bit of a solid time to be on the hunt for this book, hoping that rate of return continues to increase long term, right? All right, moving on, guys. Batman number 234 is next on the list. Classic early Silver Age Batman. There's a lot of great books here, a lot of great Neil Adams covers. This is the first modern appearance of Two-Face. So, a couple reasons why I have this book on the list. Let's look at values. Current CGC 9.4, 750. 5 years ago, 615. 22% increase. Again, decent increase. One reason why I have this on the list is just these books are iconic. All right. Great cover art, great storylines, modern appearance of Two-Face. I mean, come on now. We're in the future, guys. We're in the future. It's 2021. Bronze Age books are another one that are going to continue to demand that premium value as they get older and older. But there is a little bit of spec value on this book too, because I think that Two-Face has a chance, and there's been whispers about it, of him just showing up in the Matt Reeves Batman film, and if not the first film, then hopefully in a later film, because I do want Matt Reeves' franchise to be successful. I do hope there's at least a trilogy. But again, and I want to talk about this, guys, right now, and you're going to see this theme with these books. Marvel is so heavy in the spec market because of the success of the MCU. But guys, DC books don't need movie spec to continue to increase in value. And I want you guys to remember that as I go through all of these books, all right? So, regardless of any type of movie spec, awesome, awesome book to own. I think that's going to continue to increase in time. Absolutely. Moving on. All right, guys, Swamp Thing number 1. This is the first solo Swamp Thing. Classic Bernie Wrightson art. It's also the first appearance of the villain Anton Arcane. Look, for me, I'd buy this book just for the cover and the artwork. I just love the early kind of horror genre, early Bronze Age, late Silver Age, early Bronze Age DC horror books. Just the covers were amazing. But again, Swamp Thing is just becoming such an iconic character through the years, and I think that's going to continue to increase as well. Current CGC 9.4 fair market value, $545. 5 years ago, $420. 30% increase, very, very decent. Again, I don't see it slowing down. 20-cent books. All right, moving on. We got a modern book, guys. Batman number 635. This is the first appearance of Jason Todd as Red Hood. Look, just this character, guys. This character is just getting more and more popular. There's a lot of parallels to, I feel, Deadpool and the success of Deadpool. I think the younger generation is really buying into this character. My son loves Red Hood. I don't see this character slowing down. And again, this is another situation where this is comic books. This isn't movie related or anything. They're buying into this character in the books, guys. Current fair market value for a 9.8 CGC, $319. 5 years ago, $214. That's a 49% increase. That's another $100 added on to fair market value. For a modern book, that is solid, guys. So, and look, this is another thing about DC. If Warner Brothers ever gets their act together and can really start giving us cohesive and consistent live action content, the Red Hood and live action, let's do it. And then that can even propel these books even more, right? But it has to be done well. I don't want live action burnout or disappointment hurting the books, like may have happened with the Titans. But again, I don't see this book slowing down. Regardless, I see it having a nice residual increase year after year. All right, moving on, guys. New Teen Titans number 2. This is volume 1. One of my favorite books on this list. One of my favorite DC characters. First appearance of Deathstroke, guys. Again, late Bronze Age. Just iconic character. Obviously, Deadpool was basically taken from this character as well. Current CGC 9.8, $720. 5 years ago, $426. It's a 69% increase. That's solid, guys. And look, I say what you want to say about the Arrowverse, guys. I love the first couple of seasons of Arrow. I thought it was some of the best superhero TV ever. And I can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head. Shoot, I can't think of it. I thought he did an amazing job as Deathstroke. That was my favorite part of that show. I know the show ended up being a soap opera, and that's a lot of the CW shows nowadays, but kudos to those first couple of seasons. Um, I really hope that they can work this character in um, with Joe Magdalena. I really hope they work him into the DCEU still. That's just going to add more hype and more demand onto this character. But again, this is a character that over time, as we get far more removed from this book and this book gets older, I think it's going to keep increasing. I talk about thresholds a lot. This book, I think year after year, I don't see huge dips in this book. I think it's going to keep setting thresholds. But let's move on, guys. All right, we have an awesome Silver Age book. This is Hawkman, number 4, I believe, 1961 release. First appearance of Zatanna, guys. I got a theme going on here. I'm going to talk about that. Current CGC 9.0, $2,419. 5 years ago, guys, $1,342. 80% increase on an already high dollar value book. That's over $8,000. It's over $1,100 increase, guys. That's huge. Zatanna. I believe that the horror genre and mystic genre of DC has so much potential to keep growing. You see that with the Swamp Thing, and you'll see it more in a couple more books that I show off. But guys, I think that Warner Brothers isn't afraid to go R-rated with some of these characters. I hope they get their act together. I would love to see a lot of these characters and the Justice League Dark characters really play out in some live action stuff that can really help propel these characters to that newer generation and keep pushing these books to add more value into these books. But these characters are already really sought after. And like I said, you're going to see that in a couple more books I have here. But 80% increase of 5 years on this Silver Age book, that's amazing in my opinion. Moving on, guys. Here we go. Like I said, a theme here, right? Swamp Thing number 37. This is volume 2. First full appearance of Constantine. Another one, guys. Look at this jump. Look at this. Current 9.8 fair market value, $1,092. 5 years ago, $339, guys. 204% increase. That's over 3 times the value, guys. That's huge. Constantine. We saw him in his own TV show. We saw him in the Arrowverse. We got a movie with Keanu Reeves. I enjoyed it. It was a long time since I watched it. I enjoyed it. But look, it's just another one, guys, that, like I said about Zatanna, about Swamp Thing, I want to see these type of characters play out in some live action. Now, could this book be kind of hitting a kind of a short-term ceiling? Could it dip off a little bit? Maybe. But here's the thing. I don't think this book will ever be worth $339 again. Ever. So, again, I talk about thresholds. It's a matter of, long-term versus short-term, guys. What it might do in the next year or two, if it might drop, so be it. But then I think it's going to continue to increase residually over time. Let's move on, though, guys. All right, this is another big one. One book that I'm still trying to get my hands on, and it's shooting through the roof, guys. Batman 423. This is just a classic McFarlane cover, guys. And let me tell you something. McFarlane. I'll go into that once we look at values. Current CGC 9.8. $1,038, guys. 5 years ago, $242. That's an increase of 329%. That's over 4 times the value, guys, in 5 years. It's mind-blowing. Why? Because Todd McFarlane is the Todd Father, guys. He is a living legend, guys. He is the modern-day Kirby. Look, I'm telling you guys, Todd McFarlane is something. His legend is going to grow even more over time. The younger generation is still buying into his stuff. I think this got propelled a little bit this year because of the success of Spawn hitting 300 and hitting that 301 mark of the longest independent run ever. He had that Hulu documentary that was released last year. So I think that helped it. So again, can this book kind of stagnate and cool off maybe a little bit over time or in the near future? Look, possibly, but again, threshold. This book is never going to be worth $250 ever again, in my humble opinion. I don't even think this book is going to be worth $500. I don't think so. So even if we see a bit of ebb and flow, I don't know, guys. I think this book is here to stay. Absolutely. So look, I'll be happy if I get my hands on the third print of this book. So I hope I do one day. All right, guys. Are you ready for my number one pick, guys? This book has been on fire. It's blue flame hot, guys. This is Batman Beyond #1. This is the first comic book appearance of Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis. Don't get it twisted now. That's first comic book appearance, guys. It's not his first appearance in DC continuity. That's a whole other argument that I'm not getting into, guys, though. It's the first comic book appearance of Terry. Guys, current CGC, 9.8, fair market value, $1,645. 5 years ago, guys, 318. That is an increase of 417%. That's over 5 times. What the hell is going on? There's a lot of things going on, guys. This character is just gaining popularity. There's a lot of variables. There's probably a little bit of every variable that you can think of. There's some spec variable going on. We know that Michael Keaton's coming back as Old Man Batman. Is there going to be a Batman Beyond movie? I think that's helped this book. There's been a lot of awesome writing and new characters showing up in the current Batman Beyond title. That's helped it. So a lot of different variables. And again, I look at this book and you could say, look, can this book cool off? Absolutely, it could cool off. Will it? I don't know. I don't see no reason for it to at this time. It could absolutely continue to increase, especially if we get a Batman Beyond announcement for a film. Whew. But again, you talk about thresholds. Never be worth $318 again. I don't think it'll be worth $500 or $600 again, guys. This is a book that is well deserving of the increase in value. And we missed it. We missed when this book was anywhere decently affordable. So if you have it, awesome. Kudos to you, because I don't. All right, guys. That is my 10 top key books for DC today, guys. I really hope you DC fans are happy with this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know which books that you have. Let me know which books are on your radar. But before we go, guys, I do want to say thank you to each and every one of my patrons. Simon, Bishner, Jamie, Dan, Sagi, Larissa, Joe, Jason, Peter, Hernani, Pedro, Joshua, Fletch, Frankie's, One Shot, Mickey, Alvin, Philly Born. Thank you all so much for your continued support month after month, guys. I really, truly, I mean, it means the world to me. And you guys help me be able to keep doing what I do here on my channel. Again, if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And if you even are thinking about becoming a patron, guy, go check out the link. Just check it out. And it's only $3.99 a month. That's the price of one new comic book. So again, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Check out all the other awesome links below. Official Journos Comics merch. Check out our Comic Book Canon YouTube, where we have live shows every Friday night if you aren't subscribed yet. We're going to be doing a Comic Book Canon giveaway as well really soon. We're going to announce that, so check that out. Really easy to enter. Check out all the other awesome affiliates, guys. A1 Comics. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Be well, guys, and until next time.